It's not out of the realm of possibility.
Welcome to Coffee with the USS Russell Camp. We're here today with Drew and Mike in the main studio. Wait, where am I? Over there. Over here, we got Jorn. Below us, we got Skip from Neutral Zone Studios and a couple other production. He'll introduce himself in a minute. We've got Jeff, long time no see, and the wall of pictures who will eventually be Mark, I believe.
Mark, and he's probably gone to just shake more hands and give out more cards.
In his own house.
The man is consistent. You got to give credit where credit is due.
It wasn't me.
I'll tell you, I won't put anything past Mark. I'm just saying. He's a good man, but don't tell him I said that. It got to his head. It's not a pretty sight.
So the awesome thing was we finished up April, which was Autism Awareness Month. We are still representing Humanities 101 as a group. And Dr. Dutch, who has visited and has stood right about where Mike was, or is now, he actually really enjoys the way that we work. We bring in people that not necessarily you wouldn't think. Let's talk about autism awareness at a convention, but it works, and we get more requests to come to conventions and other stuff just from the work that these gentlemen here have been doing. Mike and Drew, Jorn, Mark down here. Unfortunately, I've been MIA because, well, I got a pain in the butt and I got to take care of that first. So one thing that we will say is, what, Drew?
You did the most important thing. You hooked us up.
Yeah. I have been going through cancer treatment, and the one thing that we can do is, if we are representing a cause, represent it wherever you are. Doesn't matter if you're going through death-defying treatment or just getting a soda. Be who you are every day. That's one of the reasons why my hat has Proudly Go, the Star Trek theme from the LGBTQIA communities. I've got disability stuff. I've got suicide awareness pins on my hat. I'll talk to you about anything. And for the autism awareness, I've got my cancer stuff as well. But for the autism awareness, they have started conversations that wouldn't have started if I just wore a plain Star Trek hat. So be that person wherever you go. Once you start a cause, be that. And that's one of the biggest things with our group is we want to be helping others as much as we are fans of sci-fi. So Jeff hasn't been here for a while. What have you been up to, Jeff?
No good, like usual. No, just keeping the family going, monitoring everything. Region 12 has a weekly trivia contest I try to get involved with every week. And just keeping out of trouble. Taking care of my son who is on that autism spectrum, as many know. As many probably have met Chris at the various ICs we have attended, or if you've come to Rockford or wherever.
Well, I know Sean and I met him online here during After Dark on a couple episodes.
He was standing right about. It would be better. Right behind Jeff.
Basically, he was right behind the weapons station.
So we have met him a few times. I know Jordan just got his dual monitor set up and new internet. So how you liking it, Jordan?
Well, it took us a while to get the internet all squared away, but we didn't realize we had to call Spectrum up and have them put a code in to get it right.
So you had to call them up to activate it.
Yeah.
But Trudy called him up. Mike took the phone and said, "Look, I don't get here very often. My grandparents want this hooked up today."
Actually, that wasn't it, Drew. She had to call about on Wednesday of the week afterwards to get them to fix it.
Oy.
Really?
I thought that Comcast was bad. It took
No,
them
they're all
a
bad.
month.
Yeah, they are.
A month.
I'm kind of probably for me. I'm trying to get a billing situation sorted out with Duke, and
Good luck.
I talked to an actual person, and the guy was very nice. He's in the Philippines.
Yep.
That explains so much.
Yeah.
Yep, sure does.
The
So
culture
guess
of
what? I
nice
know where their
people.
home is in North Carolina, so they're going to get a direct call.
Okay, so Drew, would you like to? I know he's driving, but I'm sure he could answer a few questions while he's driving. Would you like to introduce your friend?
Okay, this is Skip Morris. He is a fan film, not a mega star, but he's getting close to being in as many as he can get his face into. He is a dear friend, actually more like a brother. We have done a lot of fun things together. Someone
A
told
lot
me
of
that he
drinking.
was the
A
one.
lot of drinking together.
Not us. No, Skip, that was someone else.
Maybe. Okay.
We
So Skip, you don't know who you were drinking with?
You know what?
not after
Sometimes
the
I don't
first
even
bottle,
care.
no.
I just want somebody to show up.
After the first
Beer.
bottle, we don't care. We just pass it around. We did a lot of demo at Neutral Zone Studios for a weekend. We have done some on-the-fly repair work to doors, lights, plugs. He and I have done 4 costume runs because everybody's trying to find out where the costumes are at.
Wait,
Right.
did you work at NASA?
I did not. That would have been really cool. I would love that.
Well, I just pulled up your page to grab a picture of you at the studio, and I saw you're sitting behind what looks like a NASA.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting kind of juxtaposition of me sitting on a fake starship and sitting in the actual historic mission control from the 60s, back when there's a special tour that you can go on called the Level 9 tour in Houston that lets you get to eat in the cafeteria, like where there are astronauts there. You get to go to lots of places where the regular tour doesn't go, and one of them was inside mission control, not in the little viewing room behind it.
Nice.
And you could sit at the consoles and so yeah, I thought that was kind of cool, sitting in a real space place while my other Facebook picture was a fake space place. So,
This is the fake space place that Skip is talking about. I believe that's Neutral Zone Studios.
it sure is.
That is Neutral Zone Studios. You see the drop down right there? Yeah, don't kick that. It hurts.
Yeah,
that was my first ever trip there too. When right after Ray had bought it, the very first fan weekend. That's the weekend I met Ray, and we've been like brothers ever since.
Okay, and with permission, I'll grab that other one. I just wanted to show you at the studio itself, since that's where.
Oh, absolutely.
1 second, let me pull that up. But I just didn't expect that. All of a sudden, I'm looking at it going, that's NASA.
Yeah.
I recognize that building.
I don't remember if that picture is me at Gene Kranz's station or John Aaron's. I don't remember what it says. I can't read it right there. If it says flight director or ecom.
Ecom.
Okay, John Aaron. Yeah, excellent. Cool
So,
stuff.
as you see, he's been to both the real thing and the fake one.
Mm-hmm.
And if you watch, what was that movie called about the calculators? Hidden
The
Figures?
Heroes of Mission Control, the Unsung Heroes or something like that of Mission Control.
I think he's talking
Are you talking
about
about the
Hidden Figures.
It's Hidden Figures.
Apollo 13. That's Apollo 13.
Well, there was Apollo 13, and there was
Figures,
also Hidden Figures.
African American.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know what that one was called.
You'll
Hidden
recognize
Figures.
there is Hidden Figures. You'll recognize the station that he's sitting at because you can see it. They're looking out of the viewing area at that station.
Yeah, something else sitting in there.
yes, MCOM. Yep.
Here's one point. Back to Neutral Zone Studios. There's Skip on the transporter pad.
Yeah, fake space is pretty cool too.
I recognize more people.
We've had a lot of fun in fake space.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun weekend.
We've made a whole lot of very dear friends.
Yeah.
We've actually had Tiffany on the show once.
Yeah. Did you really?
Yeah, she's been a little busy
excellent.
since, but she keeps tabs.
Yeah, she's a great friend too. Sweet girl.
Awesome lady. So have you been in anything new?
Oh, no,
We released Star Child a few weeks ago. That was about a girl. In fact, Gracie Flores, who played the helmsman in The Lost Starship, plays my daughter in Star Child.
I watched.
So that was a lot of fun getting to do that with her again. And
Like I said,
then,
we made our families big with a lot of great people.
yeah, and I think I've got one more to come out. It's the next Dreadnought Dominion. I'm their new ship's doctor on that series. So we've got one called Broken Mirror that's in post right now.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Have you managed to
Those
get
are-
up to Sandusky?
I did. I went up there the weekend before we started building. We had just basically kind of a planning cram session. Dan Martin was there. Gary Davis came up. Jeannie Thompson and her husband, Townsend, sorry, and her husband, Rick, came up. And it was basically just to walk the space, sort out some of the set pieces, because there was really no rhyme or reason in how they loaded them in. They got them off the truck and just brought them in. So we kind of sorted some of this stuff, and then I went with Ray. We had a meeting with the mall manager, and they were real eager. They're like really thrilled to have the studio there, and she's a marketing person by trade, so she's basically really in Ray's corner to get the word out and just have people know that it's there. What? Say that again.
Any
idea
idea?
what hours they're going to do? Not like Saturday and Sunday only type thing.
I don't know, but I know that there's no limit because they're in a mall. They've got their own. I guess they could conceivably use their back door. They're not necessarily tied to have of the mall. But yes, it's a week. They've got full AC and heat. So there shouldn't be any limit, really. I wouldn't think.
Now, I was looking at Sandusky. Isn't there another Star Trek related thing in Sandusky Mall?
The Federation store.
The little thing is called the Federation. I don't know, Trading Post or Federation something.
Yeah.
And it's just basically a Star Trek store. They sell everything: costumes, triples, models, books, CD. Anything Star Trek. That you can pick up, toys. They have it there.
I was telling a few
That's
friends.
the one with the rebuilt captain's chair, correct?
Say that again. He does have a captain's chair there. It's not as good as ours, but he's got one.
No, not as good as ours. We know this. I tell you what, if it wasn't 900 miles away, I'd be up there, and so would Mike. I can't physically take the trip.
I don't know from anywhere else.
I don't know. If Jeff buys the RV, you'll have room to walk around while we're driving.
That's true.
You just have to get to Texas first.
No, Jeffrey is in Illinois.
Oh, that Jeff. Oh, okay.
Not that bad.
Mark should get an RV and let Mike drive it.
Yeah,
Boy, I've got a deadpan look. Gee.
I know.
I was
Thoughts on that, Mark?
I was telling my friends that live up there, they're like 3 or 4 hours away at most. I was telling them about the
I'm jealous.
set. They're in Michigan, I think, but it's like 1 or 2 hours. It's close to the mall. And then I saw that Federation store. I was like, wait a minute here. And then I started looking, and there's something else there too, but I can't remember what it was that was related as well. And I'm like, oh, makes sense.
I don't know.
It might not be in the mall, but it's close. There's something else Star Trek related in the area.
Well,
That's cool.
every year they run the convention of, what is it? God, I'm drawing a blank on it. Stargate, it is in India. It's in
Indianapolis.
Yeah, there.
So, like I said, it was one of those things of I didn't know about that until I was telling somebody else and getting where exactly it was so that they could take a trip up when they have time. But like I said,
I think there's some.
I'll tell you, if you're a Star Trek fan and you haven't seen it, I fly from Texas like several times a year when I went to Kingsland, and there was at no time, as broke as I got spending all that money, there was no time I regretted going.
Yeah.
Thank
No.
you.
No, that going to the studio gave us an outlet. You know, and
That
working
really
with-
was
I loved helping give the walkthroughs. A lot of times, if Vic was backed up on one of the walkthroughs, I would start the next one, and that was a lot of fun. Just talking about filmmaking in general and Star Trek filmmaking in particular. That was just a lot of fun, telling little tidbits of information that I've learned about how they did certain things with lighting and different things about the sets. That was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do that again.
My favorite is when you bring up the fact that the conference table was patterned after a supercarrier.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
You'd see a whole room full of people go in the shop.
Every time.
I hope there's somebody out there that heard you say that and goes, "Oh my God, he's right."
Hey, all I know is while I was there, I broke a ladder.
Okay.
I flew. I saw Vic almost kill himself.
Okay.
I decided to jump on the ladder. I smacked my head on the Hobbit door that's upstairs. And I cut a lot of walls down.
Yeah.
We did a lot.
I never cut any down. I helped put one up. I was there with the crew when we built the view screen wall, and then again when we got the TV to replace the projection screen.
Well,
Built some other things. I wasn't there for any of the teardown though, which I'm kind of glad. I think that would have broken my heart.
well, we were doing a demo because they were going to expand the thing. And we were doing the demolition to bring it back so that they could expand.
Well, Skip was
Coming over
there.
by engineering.
Yeah.
When we did
Yeah.
everything on the other side, you were there.
Yeah.
What's really funny is that particular day, everyone wondered where Vic and I were. And the reason why is because if he wasn't getting hit by a lamp swinging out of the ceiling, I was.
Yeah.
And every time we did it, we laughed.
You guys wound up in the ER.
Nah.
I flew off with a 20-pound reciprocating saw in my hands. Flew off the ladder because it broke.
Wow.
It goes,
Hey, speaking of emergencies, there's a neat story, a true story about Lisa Hansel. She was the makeup supervisor for Star Trek Continues, and while filming one of the black and white episode, What Ships Are For, Lisa had an emergency with her tooth and had to go get. It might have been a root canal or just may have been a cavity or something. I don't remember. But John Delancey took her to the dentist. In St. Mary's or Kingsland there, and sat in his car and waited while she had whatever treatment she had to have. What a guy.
Yeah,
I thought that's
Yeah.
great.
you know, the
Yeah,
one
he's
thing Trek
super
does
nice.
is brings a lot of good people together. Mike and I got a chance to see Lou Ferrigno not too long ago.
Oh, yeah.
So did Jordan. And we gave him a picture of us, Vic, and Chris. He
Nice.
saw that and he was like, I know him.
Isn't Chris the nicest guy?
And when we told him, he was just excited about it. So
Yeah.
I brought a picture from when Lou Ferrigno was in the show. And when he saw it, he almost broke down and cried. He was like, "Oh my God." Because I was like, I brought it and I was like, "This is the one I want you to autograph." And he was like, just like, wow.
Yeah, he really enjoyed himself.
We gave a copy of the picture so he would have it. And then we were like, he needs to carry more of these from the episode.
yeah, but it brings a lot of people together. Star Trek brings people together. It doesn't.
Sure does.
There's a love about Trek that people don't get. But once they get bitten by it, there's no
Then they
shaking
get it.
There's no shaking it.
Yeah, it's funny that you should say that. I was thinking of the comment earlier when you talked about you guys were talking about your cause and representing your cause wherever you go, and I thought when you're around people of good character that are caring people, you can talk about anything like that.
Mhm.
Yep.
And that's the way most Star Trek fans are.
Yes.
Well, my mom, who goes to church on Saturday every time, she came to the Sci-Fi Bartow Outdoor Con for the first time this year.
Mhm.
And she was amazed at how much charity work was being done by the cosplayers, by the car owners because there's 150 show cars. And she just was like, y'all really are doing something other than just dressing up here. You're doing actual work, not just, hey, you're going to have fun.
Right.
The fun is there, but that doesn't mean that we can't also accomplish something at the same time.
Agreed.
Yeah, we've another thing she commented on is how incredible the people were. And we're like, okay, we may be a little off the beaten
Odd.
path,
Right.
you know, but we try to stand firm on the beliefs that Gene Roddenberry felt were important.
Right.
And she's like, I didn't know that many people could do it.
Well, and by extension of that, or I guess that extends from just being people of good character in general already.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because if you're a nasty person, you're not going to buy into those tenets at all.
No. You'll try to
And
do
I've
it.
met so many wonderful people through my association with the studio. It's just great. And race thing is always, if somebody is there and takes part in a project or helps out or whatever, Ray's thing is welcome to the family. That's what he tells them. Welcome to the family. You're family now.
Right. You know, when Mike and I made the portable console for him,
Oh God.
it was
The one they take to the y'all made that?
Yeah.
The phone one, yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we made
10
that.
pounds. It weighed 10 pounds.
Yeah, I helped load it into a truck after what's that one in
made
St.
it.
Augustine?
Sean
Yeah,
Sadowski knew we were making it. If he don't want it, I'll take it. If he don't want it, that's what he told me.
He was dreaming.
So, yeah, he was dreaming. I made it for the studio, and it was going to the studio if I had to drive it. But that's neither here nor there.
It's perfect for conventions.
Oh, yeah.
He got there, and I told Tina, well, you hold that part right there and then just lift up. Now, it's the upper portion. And when she lifted and the aspirator stayed on the ground, the complete and total shock of I broke it. And Ray was like, what did you do? And then Mike squealed first. He started laughing. He says, it's modular. And Tina goes, it was supposed to do that? Yes. Of course, knowing how to do that's the benefit of whose lawn I mowed when I was 13. Matt Jeffries.
Okay. Yeah.
I used to play, he paid me to clean out his garage, his basement, and his attic.
Wow.
My mom and dad.
I would have loved to have cleaned out his attic just to go through it.
You know, my mom and dad paid me to get rid of half of that stuff because I just took it home. Yeah, this is Matt Jeffries stuff.
Yeah.
So I had to pick. So yeah, and
Where was that picture of the daughters sitting? Because we have the picture right here of Nichelle at the studio. But there is also a picture of the daughters sitting in front of the console that we built. So that's Nichelle at the studio.
Yeah.
I gotta
It's
find.
a shame that documentary they filmed, Breaking Barriers, got shelved and never saw the light of day.
That is,
Yeah.
Why did
Well,
they
there's a
take a
lot
tax
more than
write-off?
Great Barriers.
I don't know. A guy named Sky Conway was the guy behind that, and Ray knows the story, and I've heard the story, but I don't know what it is. I couldn't tell you.
Well, it still might see the light of day if they didn't take a tax write-off.
Yeah, you may be right.
That's what happened to Batwoman.
Oh,
Excuse me.
yeah, I'd sure like to see it though, just for if nothing else for the studio exposure. But I think it'd be interesting though.
Dang.
Boy, you getting close to getting home?
I am about I don't know, 12 minutes from home, maybe. That's my best guess. We'll
I
see.
swear you've been going at least a half hour.
Well, I was taking my son to his mom's for Mother's Day, and they're way out in the country west of Fort Worth. And then I live in a town that's between Fort Worth and Dallas and a little off to the north. So it's a 55-mile drive. And I jumped on here just as I left their house. So, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're not having to do this drive daily.
Right?
That's coming
Yeah,
from a guy from the Midwest. How when you had to go out, you really had to go out to get stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we
Yeah, I don't
actually
have that
lived
problem
in
here.
we actually lived in Omaha, and you could get everything you needed in Omaha. You didn't have to run to Kansas City or Des Moines or Lincoln, which would have been a long drive.
I've got Martok and Wyoming at the console.
I know. I just can't find the one that they were at the launch ceremony.
The Neutral Zone side had some. We took pictures of Robin Curtis and the Na Visitor and Vanessa Branch at the console and the chair in St. Augustine last year.
I have those two. Ray sent them to
Okay,
me.
good.
He said, "Look what your console did." I was like,
That was a fun day. Let me tell you what, Robin Curtis, what a dear she is, and what a hoot.
We've done cons with Robin Curtis. We've done cons with Vanessa Branch.
Vanessa's a good friend. Yeah, I like her.
And also your smoking buddy. I can't. My brain's not working. Tracy,
I'm not smoking.
your smoking buddy
I don't smoke.
at the Space Con. You went out
Tracy
smoking.
Coco.
A brick to each side of your head.
Tracy Coco. Lieutenant J.
So Tracy was there and
That one, right?
Chelsea Handler. Right? Chelsea Handler was there too? On that one?
Chase Masterson.
Chase Masterson, that's it.
Oh, no, that would be a fun person to hang with.
You know, it's interesting. I've never asked for an autograph from any of these people, but I've gotten pictures with them without having to do that. It's like, because I helped run the show, the one show, I talked to Vanessa and Robin. We talked to them, all day long, on and off. And they're in our Klingon picture.
Yeah, they're in several pictures with us. I had to laugh that particular event here, the Bartocon that Robin came to. I knew Robin was going to be there, but I figured she's going to come in a little late. Most of the bigger ones do.
Aha.
I remembered her from the 90s because we did I did some cons for friends of mine, and we hit Seattle, we hit Portland, Oregon, and then we did San Francisco. Well, I got to spend 2 of those events basically being the one that kept her out of trouble and got her everything she wanted. The handler is what they call it. So I was having fun. I didn't think much of it. But when I walked through the door, I come up behind Robin, and Robin is starting to set out her pictures. And she looks up and she just yells my name. She scared the hell out of me. We're talking almost 20 years. And then she goes, "How are you doing?" She gave me a hug once she realized, yes, I am who she called. She introduced me to Vanessa. It was just great.
So that's Nichelle Nichols' daughter. And the one beside her is, I believe, her sister. Nichelle's sister. And that's the console that they made.
Wow.
Yeah, that was at the launch of the Ashes. Yeah, Star Trek has been quite a good thing in my life. That's okay. We've already built a foam, just like the console, agonizer booth. Now we just got to find a place to bring it out.
Looks like it's going to be MegaCon 2026.
We brought it to Sci-Fi.
Huh?
We put it together and the wind picked it up and sent pieces that way. So no, we're not doing that.
Like I said, it might be MegaCon.
Oh, yes.
We could put up the fake wall for the transporter booth and put the agonizer booth right beside it.
Or put them back to back.
Yeah.
That would be the most efficient way to do it. Hey, I'll work on losing weight so when I wear the captain's uniform, I don't look like I'm 6 months pregnant. And I always use Bill's response. He always wore a girdle.
I haven't put on that uniform since I've lost all the weight.
Oh, this is good. I can't wait to see.
Might want to investigate that.
Drew,
That's a
who
good-
did you say had to wear a girdle?
Yeah, Bill
did.
Bill should wear a girdle most of the time during the show. His weight would go up 10, down 5, up 10, down 5, down 15, up 10.
Remember, they had to design that special uniform for him,
Yes,
the wraparound.
yes, I've got that. Ours, the green wraparound is the only one I haven't had made yet. Because unfortunately, if it's polyester, I can't wear it.
Ooh.
Hey, on the plus side, though, all my uniforms are cotton, so
Well, what about monoester?
monoester.
Yeah, little dots.
Only you would think of that, John. Okay,
Hey,
wait.
you guys want to hear something cool about costumes?
Sure.
Sure.
So Vic and Dave Arland and Will Smith went to the Greg Jane auction because it was here in fact, it's got about not even 10 miles from my house. And we got a special viewing to go in and preview some things from the auction. And I was looking at Nurse Chapel's uniform. And you know how in all the books and art and all that stuff, the Star Trek or the Starfleet medical is the Delta with the red cross on it, right?
Right.
Correct.
And that's the way it looked on TV. But if you see it in person, it's not. It's the regular blue dress with a regular science emblem with a red cross stuck on over it. But you'd never see that there was a science emblem under it on TV.
Oh, no, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I posted on Facebook when we went, and I think I posted a picture of that, like an extreme close up, and you could see it plain as day under the red cross. And I just thought, how interesting! I never would have guessed that. But of course, why make a new one when something's not going to show on TV? You know.
True.
Right.
And back then they didn't have 4,000 display degrees.
Or a pause button.
Yeah. You could pause. It's just going to be over here.
Right.
No, we couldn't even pause back then.
I couldn't.
Now, I remember started getting black and white.
Yeah.
My parents got a color TV, and I was so excited. Then I went into the hospital for polio surgery, and I was back to the black and white hanging on the ceiling.
My first TV was a 8-inch black and white TV.
Did you have a real antenna or a coat hanger?
I had both.
Yeah. Had an antenna for a while, then it became a coat hanger.
I took the antenna wiring, and I actually made my own antenna that basically made the box around the room. And I probably picked up the most channels in this area that I'd ever seen.
Those were the fun days.
They were.
Well, keep in mind that I was in the Midwest at the time, and you could only get the 3 channels in the Midwest until PBS came along.
In
There was
LA,
no
we only had 4.
independence.
Well, in truth, there was 3 channels too. It was Fox, ABC, and NBC on one coast. And then it was Fox, ABC, and NBC on the other coast. So I got 6, but they were all the same, coming from either way.
You should have had a 2-hour delay.
He's talking about from Tampa and from Orlando.
Oh, I thought he meant the coasts.
The coast of Florida. All right, you're muted, by the way, Jeff.
We've
How's that?
That's better.
I've got like 80
No,
million.
the microphone shut off on its own.
I've got like
Don't
80
get out of the
million
car and
comments.
into traffic.
I think he's home.
I'm gonna get out and I'm gonna go play in the traffic now.
Yay.
You can tell that he's in a community that has real
Right next to
yards.
Nope. High level. That's it.
That has what?
Real
Hello?
yards.
Now everybody's
Real
good.
dogs?
Do what?
Real yards.
Oh.
If you ever make it to Winter Haven, Florida, I've got something for you and I to take care of.
Okay.
Just look on your screen real quick.
Look on your screen real quick.
Blue.
An unopened bottle of Romulan ale.
Yes, they make
I'm
it.
in. I'm in. Yeah.
I even got some Dammit gin.
Hey, and y'all can act like you're at the hotel because y'all can sit around his pool that's never freaking used.
Well, there we go.
And
That's
I've
fine.
got a full humidor over here of cigars.
See, I'm not the cigar guy, but that's a spectator sport for me.
Well, then we're going to have to figure out a way to get Vic here.
Right. There you go.
Well, he could give you a special lollipop, but you might fall
We
asleep.
could always get Larry here.
Larry, that's another good one. Larry's
That's
a good
right.
guy.
Larry's only like half an hour from you, right?
Yeah, he's St. Augustine area.
Oh,
He's
I don't
in
know what-
Augustine.
That's
I don't know what that
longest-
town's called, but it's back towards Jacksonville and a little south. I don't know what that area is called, but
it's St.
He's about
Augustine.
an hour and 5 from here, roughly.
Who's driving at an hour and 5?
Really.
Mike
It takes me
doesn't
2
drive
hours.
120 miles per hour. It's 2 hours.
You've never seen Larry drive.
Gents, my microphone's about to go out again, so I'm going to say goodnight, you guys. It's nice meeting you guys that are new here, new to me. I appreciate it. Appreciate your work, and we will talk to you the next time I'm able to get here. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Have a good one.
Take care.
Good night.
Take care, sir.
I'm like, we've driven this. It takes 2 hours to get to the first Buc-ee's from your house. And Buc-ee's is
See,
before
you missed the Buc-ee's from Daytona, and you swing. Never mind. I know how to get to Larry's place.
Right.
I'm just saying, it's another half an hour north of Buc-ee's.
Well, it all depends on what road you take. Because we've had some. Well, were you there, Skip, when they did when Avalon did the one with Sean Kennedy, the Klingons, the Romulans?
Yeah. The Once and Future Captain, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were in it, and Mark was in it.
I was in it.
Yep.
I got, well, for all of like the 2 seconds for the camera to go by me while I was shot and died.
Yes,
Still.
that is where we met.
Yeah, that is exactly right.
That is how long we have been friends, and yet it doesn't seem that long.
You're a great
Was it
guy.
two-
I'm
that
glad
2
we
years?
did you
Yeah, I was
part.
the
Most of the
hapless
three.
Captain Shadow.
Because I was in March.
And
Yeah.
we
I think
we
you were
more
just
like
released.
family than we are just friends.
That's the weekend we shot 3 films in a weekend, isn't it?
Yes.
We did
Oh my God, that weekend.
oh
was kind
God,
of a
what was it
blur.
called? Oh, The Death of War.
That was 3 films and a test.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So,
Oh yeah, and we did a trek in 90 seconds also. We did New Data Card.
Yeah. Okay. The Klingon that Sean threw to the deck.
That was me. I love that
Good
moment.
job.
Wasn't me.
He asked me 3 times if it was all right for him to throw me to the ground. I was too busy laughing.
There you go. You get beat up.
Drew, I wish you would have been there. I finally got to play a Klingon. In History Never Forgets, I have one line. I guess I'm the helmsman on a Klingon ship, but I got to dress up and put the makeup on and be a Klingon. I thought of you.
Cool.
Our uniforms have improved.
Somebody told me that you are the one that started calling me Klingon Drew.
That may be true.
That you coined that phrase. And I said, well, that all depends. Is it a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's got to be a good thing, but I can't believe that somebody else hadn't beat me to that, though. But you know,
It was the first time we rocked it.
Well, the first time I heard it, Ray said it because he was talking to Tina on the phone. And he said, well, I'm here with what is Skip calling? Oh, Klingon Drew.
Klingon Drew. A shortcut with the language.
Well, that's because there was the other Drew who caused issues.
Yeah. Correct.
Ah, well, there you go.
You want me?
So it was a dividing line here. But I don't know if you can see it, but behind me, on that head is my ridge piece.
Kinda. Just a little bitty picture.
Yeah,
It's
Bring it up, so bring it closer.
It's I'm the grandson of,
I get closer, it gets bigger and blurrier.
I'm the grandson of Kronos of
Oh, there we go.
Admiral Chang. My head matches his.
Nice.
I've got the uniforms. We're
Very
almost
good.
done with my battle cloak. I have my Chang disruptor.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. John's
got
getting
Mark and
surrounded
John
by
to
more and
thank
more
for that.
tech. I think he's being assimilated.
Yes. Mark and Jordan are the ones that got me interested in tag. And then Christine said, just join. So I did. But I still have Starfleet. I'm still in Starfleet. So I represent both clubs.
Best of both worlds.
I've heard that somewhere before.
Indeed.
As a Marine, I can honestly tell you I'm far more comfortable in the Klingon uniform.
That's saying a lot.
Well, Klingons don't take it either. They just dish it out.
I'll be right back. I'm going to switch to my phone because I can't sit in this chair anymore.
Okay, Doc.
Maybe.
You want me to kick you out?
I had $1 for every time I heard that.
And he's gone. If you guys ever need to do a fan film about a Starfleet hospital vessel, well, you may not know it, but these guys do. I was skipper of the USS Haven for 10 years.
Oh, really?
It's a Galaxy-class starship that's being...
That is
converted
a
into
hospital ship.
Well, you know what? Write a story. Write a story and run it by
I
Ray.
think they've already written their story. They really have. They're actually, that's the namesake of the actual USS Haven.
Yeah.
Which served in 3 conflicts.
Wow.
And I've already bought the cameras and stuff to do the filming, and we're actually going to do it with backdrops and green screens. And
Oh, that's cool.
we're going to do it
That's getting a lot easier to do nowadays.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, then with StreamYard, I've got access to
Be right back.
a bejeebies of
Life
stuff.
caregiver.
So
I'll be right back, guys.
that'll make it kind of easy.
Well, remember too that there was a fan film in the past that did a lot of green screen work for backgrounds.
You talking about Hidden Frontier?
I think so. That was one
That
of
was,
them, yeah.
unless they were outdoors, it was all green screen, done in like somebody's living room.
Yeah, pretty much.
That was a good show.
So I think you're seeing props and practical effects having a comeback now instead of the green screen.
But the green screen, yeah, it's great to be able to fill in with that. We did Test of Time. We had 2 supposed futuristic ships from the whatever century, and we did that all on green screen, and it looked great.
But you can tell with green screen when they move in and out of the shots because it just doesn't track well.
Fortunately,
you know what, Josh? In one of the last few films we did, now I can't remember which one. Josh did a moving camera shot with green screen, and I remember Todd. He was so proud that it worked, and I wish I could remember what it was, but instead of normally you'd lock down the camera to do that, and you did something with a moving camera, and it worked just great.
Yeah. So if you can do that, it's going to be a step up.
Of course, I guess that's a nod to your VFX guy to be able to match that.
Yeah.
To stay in my ears.
It's the bugs pushing them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm going to have to let you guys go tonight, so we'll catch you later.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you.
John.
Later, John.
Bye.
Good luck.
He said,
Kapla.
That's what happens when you get Klingons together.
And then there were 4.
John or Jorn is the quadrant commander for Phoenix Rising.
Delta.
Mark is number 2. I'm number 3 as quadrant quartermaster. We have a lot of fun in meetings.
Does anything
Number
get done?
505,600 persons.
I gotta get I want my milk. My cookies.
Oh, okay.
I have to reach them up before the store's closed. Nothing 24 hours. See you later, guys.
Drive safely.
Mike's at her.
Take
Mike's
care,
got
Mike.
a half an hour drive at least.
45 minutes. He lives in Kissimmee. As you can see behind Sean there, I think you can see it, Skip. He's one of our 3D printers. I'm one. Sean's one. And Mike's one.
That's cool. Yeah, I wish I could get into that. That'd be cool.
I've got a box full of these.
Oh, really? Wow.
Oh, yeah.
We made over 20 of them.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yep, the old school disruptors.
I've made agonizers that lock with magnets, so you can wear it with the agonizer holster.
Oh, that's cool.
And everybody's like, "That's so cool." But then at Sci-Fi Bar
They're right.
this year, see if I can. Sci-Fi Bar Tour this year, the theme was villains. And Sean Sadowski forgot who he was working with. Because when he said it's villains, we were like, yes. I don't know if you can see it well.
Yes.
Here. Let me share that with Sean. Pick it up later.
And I am from House Drexa. That goes back to the FOSSA RPG days.
Oh, wow.
Now, if I could convince him to, we get together sometime, we could possibly build a Klingon coffin fighter. If you've seen them in the books, you know what I'm talking about. You literally lie down, and it's like a reclining seat in the canopy.
Wow.
In other words, it's overpowered, over-engined, over-weaponed, minimal shields. Basically, to get out of that thing, you don't have boot horns, of course, nothing to get snagged, but you also have a transporter with a range of 10,000 parsecs. So if you have to go somewhere, you hope it's a Class M or that ship is one of yours. Right? Funny thing, the guy that developed that is out of, I think he was out of Carrollton,
Oh,
Texas.
really?
Yeah. He did it to keep his kids busy.
Wow.
I forgot what the book was. The book, it's been so many years, but I need to try and find another copy of it if I can. But basically, he covered all the different genres. It wasn't just Star Trek. I'm talking about Battlestar Galactica, you name it. You know.
Unfortunately, it's not allowing me to share off of
Oh.
the phone.
That's all right. I can download via Facebook
Okay.
on the computer.
There you go.
Okay, I keep kicking myself out.
We won't tell.
They changed it because I used to be able to share.
They did some limits that I'm not really happy with.
Eh,
But you know what? We all live and learn, right?
correct.
Well, most of us. We all live learning. Still catching up on that one.
Yeah, well, we bump our heads enough, we'll figure it out.
I learned I'm not
Yeah.
15 anymore. That doesn't
There you
mean I
go.
can't act it. There you go. Can you see that?
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that same day I was in the black armor. That's my segment. Well, my
Bumblebee.
signature armor instead of the ambassador's outfit.
Everybody
It's
was
not
shocked
a cold
when I
warrior.
showed up with that on.
Yeah. You
And I
found some
told them,
shade.
what are you surprised about? You already know. You gave me a set of perimeters. I'm going to use it.
You did great.
And the third Saturday of February every year, Bartow, Florida, opens up as a free to attend con.
One thing you do have to learn when you're going to a convention: one, don't ever let Ray take the picture.
Okay.
How many people's heads were cut off?
You mean the picture that doesn't exist?
Oh, you mean you have to hit the button. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're right.
Which Ray
He
are
was
you
supposed-
talking?
Ray was supposed to take a picture of me with Tina and Debbie for my birthday, and
Denise.
didn't take the picture. Denise, thank you, Denise.
Yep.
And didn't take the picture.
I'm not the only one that actually that has them as friends. So does Skip.
Yep. Super nice people.
We love Denise. We love Tina.
Yeah, Denise
Yeah.
was my wife in Star Child.
Yes, I know. And I've seen the last one you did.
Which, the Star Child?
Yeah, the last one that was released.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, when they come out, Denise says it's out here and sends me a link.
Yeah. I like the dedication you guys left.
Yeah,
She I'd seen her in earlier productions. She was really nice.
she was
What I
in the
love more
Lost
than
Starship
anything
with us.
else.
Incoming message.
Just without getting into anybody's personal stuff, I went to see Gracie at her college. She was at a play, and I went and just
Pull it on
kind of
the
in conversation came up, where about her mom, and she let me know her mom was in hospice, and I was like, because they didn't really put it out there that she was sick.
Yeah.
And then when it got close to, well, when I heard about that, I asked Gracie if I could let Ray know, and I let Ray and Josh know, and Josh and Ray both were like, you know what, I'm going to bump that film up. We're going to get that one done, and hopefully we can get it done in a week, and she could see it, and then they came up with, the dedication. So yeah, it's just she got to see it. So that was
Nice.
something. Yeah.
Drew, I
was-
sent
that
it
was
so you
something.
could grab it on the computer.
Yes, I know, but you sent it on the text. You didn't send it in Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
Something I would love to see come back if we actually had a place for it. It's about 10 years, I think we did the Klingon Feast in Daytona. And everybody was invited. It was awesome. We
Well,
had,
there's a park. There's a park that we were looking at in between Tampa and here that we were thinking about doing one.
okay. This would be a 1-day event or?
Yes.
Yeah. Basically, just do a quick barbecue. Everybody come and have fun.
That would be, yeah, it'd be like that'd be an easy version of it.
Considering we do, in truth, both the Star Trek and the Klingon in this area kind of work interchangeably.
Yeah.
But basically, if you put it over like Plant City area, it would be right in the center of the groups for this state.
Yeah. I don't think he's seen me in that's the black armor that I wear.
Yeah. Cool.
So the gun that's sitting right here is the same gun that Vanessa's holding.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep.
Fun.
I'm still chuckling about that little blue ribbon that one of the judges gave me. It was wandering. The judges were wandering around the con. That was what, BartoCon? Yeah. Yeah, that console is amazing.
That's the actual teleporter console that they have.
Mm-hmm.
That was theirs. But we put it together in no time. It was quick to put it together. But I did not ever want to pick up the Navigator console that they had that wasn't the foam one.
Mm-hmm.
That has more metal in it than my truck.
Wow.
That was the console that when you went into sick bay, you were looking at it on the way into sick bay.
Nice.
At the Kingsland area.
And later moved into aux control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a cool little unit. That was neat.
But now we need another studio down here.
Right.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That'd be something.
I'm glad everything. I'm glad Ray was able to work something out to save all those sets and everything for Sandusky. But yeah, we really need something down here. Oh, sorry, we lost your comm.
If we do a set down here, we'll have to do Next Generation.
I would be up for a Probert Bridge.
That way we don't compete with heavily with Ray. We can help send people.
Or Ticonderoga, Mr. Crawley.
To us. Mr. Ticonderoga can do his own Roga as far as I'm concerned.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to have a DS9 Promenade.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
I'm a DS9er for sure.
These guys know. Oh, thank you. Casablanca in Space. Yes. I was fortunate enough to have been able to go there over the 10-year span of that thing 3 times.
Oh my God.
That was
another cool set would be the Discovery Future set, the station where they did the meeting with everybody at different levels.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was
cool.
Starbase 1.
So Skip, you think I'm into Star Trek?
You know, maybe a tad. You know, that's awesome.
Red alert.
Nice.
Well, let's see.
Sean and I made that.
Matter of fact, the third one was probably the most memorable because that was my friend Kathleen's wedding, and the groom was Klingon. She's Bajoran, or no, she's Krill. And we had the reception, and we had the that was when I was still commanding the Haven. They were going to have a pastor perform the ceremony, and his vehicle got into the cab that was bringing him was at the far end of the strip and got in a fender bender. Nobody got hurt, just the car. And the yeoman that accompanied me, along with a Marine detachment, no kidding. And, I mean, they did all the naval tradition stuff and everything, piped out of the bridge and all that.
Mhm.
And I'm there with the yeoman, and we were looking at it. It was getting close to time to start the ceremony. We didn't know if the pastor, the cab company, worked a miracle somehow. They got him another vehicle, and they took the back roads to get there. Apparently, he got there with 10 minutes to spare. Still don't know how they did it. Transporter, who knows? But she had the King James Bible out all ready to go, and she was just too. Just in
Did you
case.
notice Deep Space Nine up there?
Yep.
Skip.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Okay.
There's the station.
Docked at Deep Space Nine are
Uh-huh.
a scaled replica, 3D printed, of every chapter in my sector
Mhm.
of Starfleet and my vessel from TAG.
Did we ever take off that one ship?
Yes. Actually, we didn't. It fell.
Was that
It wasn't me.
foreboding?
No,
dear.
there was a gentleman who had a chapter in this area. He's no longer here. He's now in your neck of the woods, Skip. But he decided that everything that I owned and brought to an event then belonged to him, and he needed to have it all delivered to his house.
Yeah, that was a rather unpleasant gentleman.
And
I use that term loosely.
Mike was on that ship. And Mike was the one he told, I want all that stuff delivered to my house. And that's why Mike left his ship. He said, I don't steal, and I will not steal for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So you think Tribble tastes good with a nice Chianti and some fava beans?
They're better with Alfredo.
Well, you could try the alternative, yummix sauce. The Cardis seem to like it.
One of my friends was like, I love Tribbles. I said, yeah, they're good on some toast and a piece of bread with some barbecue sauce. And I was like, oh, that's the Klingon in me.
Yes, but you see, the studio loves them. Since I'm wearing the shirt.
You got a meatball.
Indeed.
Yeah, well, we won't hurt a hair on their head, wherever that is.
You don't have an orange one, do you?
No, but Sharon does.
We only need one orange Tribble in this world.
Why, do you have one?
It's a certain person's wig.
I thought we weren't going to go there.
Oh, I should have seen him run into it, I'll tell you.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. When the
When
laser
somebody
cutting was being done, I'm going to show Mark. This got done like this.
Uh-huh.
Remember the old high school football? You fold the paper into a pyramid and you...
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I just got him the...
And your friend would do the...
I just...
You kick it over you try to get it over the bar.
I
The
just found
traveling bar.
this
Yeah.
with the Klingon data chip.
Ooh, there you go.
So I'm going to have him cut a couple of these in Klingon because he's got 4 of these.
Well, that could be
We
fun.
will take
He brought his own
foam.
goalpost.
I'm going to take foam and make football stains. And okay, play. Have the Klingons play the Federation.
That could be interesting.
Mm-hmm. When I found him, I was like, that would be so cool. Star Trek football.
Right.
What's that old saying? If you don't have something about being young, young and skillful, you can always rely, when you get older, you can always rely on old age and treachery. Something like that.
I'm very good with that.
The Klingons are very Machiavellian, What's that old saying? If the Klingon smiles at you, run.
That makes sense.
I still have
Supposedly
7
everything
models
changed
put
after
together
breakfast.
still. One of them is the runabout with the full interior.
Ooh, that's neat.
And I'm going to light it.
If Drew ever gets a hold of a trailer with a drop down wall, it'll end up becoming the runabout set, basically.
Cool. Hey, there you go.
There's nothing wrong with having my own runabout.
Yep. Now, the biggest thing I've ever seen is that little scuttle pod that we used to have for the Haven. That got trashed. The mishap with the trailer. Oops. Quantum singularities are a thing.
Try
and talk now, Skip.
What's that?
There you go. Because Mark was overpowering you, so I don't think he heard you talk.
Oh, sorry.
What I say, Gary Davis had built a runabout in his basement. A runabout interior, like full size.
So you're telling me I have to go to Gary's house now?
I think he's since torn it down at the behest of his wife for some expansion they were doing, but that would have been a tough choice. The wife, the runabout. No.
The why? The answer is why not?
Right.
I'd like to do a full-size mock-up.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And just
Dave Arlen has a full-size captain's quarters in his basement.
Who does?
Dave Arlen.
Oh, wow.
That does not surprise me at all.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't do a captain's suite from the Galaxy class.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, we know some great people.
For the VIP quarters.
I hope to see it sometime.
Skip and I will wait for you all down there in 10 forward. You just do whatever the hell you want.
Right.
Yep.
But we get Guinan's private stock.
Mm-hmm. Does that include the large blaster rifle?
No, but it does include it's green.
Hey, I'm there.
Did you ever join us at the round table, Kingsley?
Did I?
No, Mark.
Oh.
Because I don't remember him being there.
I know when we did that shooting that weekend, that production that most of us were in. Vic was there, and
out by the pool.
Yeah. He had that banana liquor and the cigars and all that. Well, I helped him with the banana liquor. Heck, I don't drive anymore, so yeah.
Well, I realized after I got there I didn't have my pain medication to sleep, and Vic just looked at me and he says, we're going to be drinking down here by the pool later. And I said, well, there's my pain medicine.
There you go. The doctor's in.
Slept like a baby.
Hey, you got the prescription.
Yeah.
That was a fun weekend. It was busy, but boy, it was fun.
Oh, yeah. We did a lot of good things. We've done a lot of good things, and we've done them together.
Yes, sir.
I keep thinking about all the people I met through the studio. And it's like, man, are we just going to do a reunion and just go out there and take over the freaking parking lot?
Yeah.
You can't go in the building anymore, so,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to opening that up to a whole new circle of people now in Sandusky.
Yeah.
I think that'll be really exciting.
Yeah.
They'll be able to make a new history,
Mm-hmm.
which is awesome, and new memories. Once it goes in the number one computer here, it'll live there forever.
Yeah.
we should write the last 4 years, all of us get together and just write a little segment and then send it to Ray. A copy for each of us, of course. Send it to Ray.
Yeah.
Everything we did, all the fun we had, share pictures. I mean, let's see. I was usually in the background with the exception of the Once and Future Captain, which we're still ready for that to be released.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because last time I talked to Josh, he said there were some problems in post. There's a couple of other things going on.
Yeah, we'll get to see it eventually.
Oh yeah.
I can wait. Well, it's like all good things. It's worth the wait.
Yeah, and when we were doing Star Child, he had to do a couple of pickup shots with God. Now I just went blank on his name. Oh my God, Tyler. He had to do a couple of pickup shots with Tyler.
Yep.
For
Tyler and me and Mike and Sean.
Mm-hmm.
Was Sean there for that too?
Yeah.
Oh, he was the protagonist. He was the Klingon captain.
For the pickup shots.
Yes. They were on the bridge.
I guess they just did it for. Well, I don't know. He didn't have makeup on. I guess maybe it was for. I don't know. I guess they just needed certain angles.
It was the fight sequence.
Yeah, the fight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And somebody posted, share your 15th picture on your phone. So I'm like, okay. And then I did it and I shared it.
The one thing
Josh sent me a picture.
Fascinated
he
me.
Said, I'm not kidding, dude. It is my 15th picture, but you're in it because there's a picture of me. You see Mike's shoulder, Sean over here. Tyler, the back of Tyler.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, gentlemen, I've got to go.
Yeah, you're looking a little tired.
John, thank you, and take care of yourself.
Great seeing you.
We have been broadcasting for an hour and 24 minutes, so whenever you decide to end, y'all can continue talking, but unfortunately, I'm going to call it a night.
We can continue talking, but I'm going to close the stream.
Okay, then we'll just close it now. Have a great evening and live long and prosper.